Well, keeping your greens fresh, the topic of this month's health segment with UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader. It's a long title, but we got through it. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Everybody's growing things now, going to the farmer's market. You buy some greens, and 2 days later, they're mush.
Right. And I think one of the major misconceptions is that people don't treat it right away. So one of the first things you want to do is, even though you might not be in the mood, to come home and wash it right away. The bacteria and some of the grit that's on the leaves can actually irritate it and turn it brown or wilted before it's time.
From a farmer's market.
Yes, yes. So the best thing to do is put it in a salad spinner. Anything that would have dirt on it can just kind of fall to the bottom, let it soak there, swish it around a little, let the dirt settle. Then bring it out, pat it dry a little bit, and then something like this you could just kind of roll up and put it in a plastic bag, or even better, put it in a reusable container. And then you're gonna have it for a week, even 2.
And where do you store it?
You can store this in the crisper drawer. So there's usually a crisper drawer and a fresh drawer. The crisper is good for greens, things that are possibly going to wilt. Another term for it would be your high humidity. So if you have a dial that you can move, high humidity would be where you want to put your greens.
I could have retired 5 years ago if I wouldn't bought all these bagged salads. How do you keep those? Can you?
This would be a good way to try. A lot of times if you do go and invest the money, buy the organic, buy the local, that's not going to be transported states away. You already have a couple days ahead on your items. So those are for the things that are already cut up. For the things that are still on a stalk, you can actually just put those in a little vase, like a bouquet, give it a fresh cut, that'll help it absorb some more water, and then you can basically cover it with a baggie and just put it in the door of your refrigerator, and that'll still be living, and so it'll still last a lot longer.
You did it with some dill. It lasted a couple of weeks?
Yep, I bought a package of dill, and I bought it at the farmer's market, and I was using it for weeks after it was done. I just changed the water a little bit. I made sure that the leaves weren't below the water level, because then the water gets a little scuzzy and it ages before its time. But most of these you want to keep in the fridge. The one exception is basil. Basil does not like really cold temperatures, so if you've ever taken leftover basil and put it in the fridge, the next day the leaves turn brown. And if you spend a lot of money on good quality herbs, you don't want it just for one meal. You want to be able to keep using it.
So maybe do a little Google search on what can be refrigerated and not.
Yes, there are lots of great graphs and charts that will help you depending on what you've got at the farmer's market or in your garden that week.
And the more greens in our diet, the better.
The better. Great nutrition.
All right, Michelle.
All right.
Great to see you again.
Thanks, you too.